Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It is Monday evening, it is bright sunshine here, and as you probably noticed, I left my phone at home this morning, so there was no morning cuppa video. There was a cuppa, there was just no video. This evening I am talking about an interesting thing I heard on the radio. On Radio Scotland today, they were talking about cars. They had the car man. I think he's from Car SOS or Car Fixing or something like that. I don't know. But they had the man on about cars. And somebody was asking him about replacing the battery on an electric car. And he was like, yep, that's something that you can do, but it needs to be a qualified person. So you need to find one of them. It's not something that's really happening a lot at the moment. However, there is a thing now starting to happen, and seemingly you can get these car batteries, like for electric cars, so the big ones, on internet auction sites. This was BBC Radio Scotland, so you're not allowed to say. You can get them there, and what some people are doing is putting them in their garage and using them to run the electricity in their property. So what they will do, especially if they've got one of those tariffs where you get cheaper electricity at specific times, they will charge the battery up then, and then they will run most of their house on it later. Now, that's not something I had looked at or thought about, but obviously, if that is something that may be useful to you, you have someone who's able to do such things, that might be something worth investigating. Because certainly, if you can store cheaper electricity in the battery and then use it at peak times, excuse me while I let the dog out. You want out, baby? Come on then. There you go. Dog is now happy. But yeah, now I had never thought about that. Now, obviously, we've all got power. We all know about the power packs and things. It's not that we've all got them because they're not cheap. I have a small power pack. I was thinking of getting the solar panel to go with it for charging it. But I hadn't thought about a car battery. So that might be something to look at. It's just, as I say, it's something that I heard today for the first time. And I was like, ooh, I wonder. So yeah, that could be something to think about. Especially when you see that the chaos in London today. And I've just recently read the headlines and a couple of paragraphs, and the National Grid are saying it was a very small fault that didn't take long to fix. However, that small fault had a knock-on effect to other things. And there's people who's taken hours to get anywhere. There was so many tube stations, train stations, etc., closed in London today. There were so many businesses affected, homes affected, for what was seemingly a very small electrical problem, but as I say, the knock-on effect, the domino effect, was really quite huge. So yeah, that is something that would also, a situation where that would also be helpful, not just for the cost, but for the, in case, there's another small problem in the grid, that had tube lines shut down for hours. People are just stranded all over London, which is not fun. So yeah, that was my thought for today. As I say, we're sitting at work with the radio on the background, and I just heard the guy talking, they were talking about electric cars and replacing the battery, and he was very conscious of, you need to get a qualified battery person to swap it out, sort of thing, because it's such high voltage. He said, you get them on this internet auction site. He said, but I think, he said, it's not something that happens a lot. He said, I think they may be more popular because people are starting to use them for their homes. I was like, oh, never thought of that. So I thought I would come and tell you. So yeah, meal plan is going quite well, although we switched out dinner tonight because the chicken salad, I didn't use all the chicken, so we had a proper chicken dinner tonight, which was fabulous. So bolognese will now be lunch or dinner tomorrow, we'll see. So we're sort of like, we're running about a day behind just because there was more chicken than we thought. But we're still getting there. I'm about to go and take the mango out of the freezer for my porridge for tomorrow and go and put the oats in the milk so that all I have to do tomorrow morning is heat them up a bit because I don't like cold porridge, I have to say. So we'll get that sorted and then that'll be me having a different breakfast. Just not normal. But yeah, we'll see how we go on. So far, so good. As I say, we used up what we were doing, so the bolognese sauce is in the fridge now, so it will get used tomorrow. But yeah, so far, so good. So fingers crossed. But now I'm away to go and check on the dog, and I will catch you later.